Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe. So my dears, welcome and thank you for your greedy ears and your hungry hearts and your desire to learn. What is Prema Bhakti? Prema Bhakti Jaha heute avidya vinashayate. When this love comes in the heart, then all the darkness is dissipated. And today we have a special verse. It's verse 53 of Sri Sri Prema Bhakti Candrika by Srila Narottam Das Thakur. And it is called the Prayer for Loving Service. And I can also already tell you it is very exciting. It is a very deep subject and it's explaining, Baba is explaining how the manjaris are loving and what is their whole being. So it is very precise and very amazing. Esa bara anuga hoya Prema seva nibuchaya ingite bujibo sabakaja rupe gune dagamagi sada hobo anuragi vasati koribo sakiramaja. I will render loving devotional service in allegiance to them all. Allegiance means following. Simply on their hints, I will understand what is my duty. Simply on their hints, I will understand what is my duty. I will always be passionately absorbed in Radha and Krishna's forms and qualities while residing amongst the Sakhis. I will repeat this purport or this verse because it has so many sweet points. I will render loving devotional service. It's a loving devotional service, means it comes from the heart. It's with love. Love is nothing artificial. And following them all in allegiance to them. What is this following? Simply on their hints, I will understand what is my duty. Jai Gurudev! Dhanyavad Gurudev. Jai Sadhvi and Jai, our sweet Rai, Ram Kripa, Rose, the sweet queen of devotion in Vrindavan. So simply on their hints, I will understand what is my duty. This is love. Love does not need explanations. Love is feeling what is necessary. Hints, that means Hinweise, short, sidelong glances. And in these glances is everything. And so like this, I will understand. No need to talk. It's just by telepathy, by hearttoheart.com. And I will always be passionately absorbed in Radha and Krishna's forms and qualities. It's a passion. It's with the big fire of feeling. It's no small feeling. It's a passion. It's something that we do with the, drive. It's something behind that passion. It's the desire to serve and the desire to feel what they feel and what they need. So passionately absorbed in Radha and Krishna's forms and qualities while residing amongst the Sakhis. Means we are always a cluster of Sakhis, of friends together, a cluster of manjaris, a group of devotees. We are not alone. We don't want to be alone. We always want to be in a really joyful group. or at least with two, never alone. So that's the prayer for loving service. The blessed author says, following in the footsteps of Sri Rupa and other manjaris, Prem Seva Nibo Chaya, which means from them I will accept the loving service of Sri Sri Radha Mohan. Here, not just the word service has been used, but loving service. This has a special purpose. It is a special word, loving service. Love is the best ingredient for serving the Lord. If there is no love in the heart of the servant, the Lord cannot attain pleasure from the fruits, the water, and the foodstuffs offered by him. So we know that Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, if someone is offering me a fruit, a leaf, a little bit of water, but how to offer this? To offer this with the vibration of love. And of course, when the manjaris offer this to the divine couple, then they have, a passionate feeling of serving them, serving their divine coming together, their divine leelas. So this is the best ingredient, a passionate love. It's a divine passion. It is beyond the gunas. It is a passion that comes from soul to divine souls. And therefore, this is a special ingredient that needs to be learned from those who are already serving like this. Hence, it is said in Patyavali, that's a very nice prayer here. O devotee, the heart of Sri Krishna, who is the friend of the distressed, melts when he is lovingly worshipped with different ingredients. So I was reading this and I thought, who is the heart of Sri Krishna? The heart of Krishna is Srimati Radhika. And she is his compassion personified. She is his whole feeling to help others also. She is the one that is giving the soul the chance to come back to its original position in eternal loving exchanges. So the heart of Sri Krishna, who is the friend of the distressed, melts when he is lovingly worshipped with different ingredients. So that's what Gurudev is explaining so nicely. When we assign with Krishna, when we give our heart to Krishna, then Srimati Radhika is pleased. And she will make him melt, because they are one unit actually. They have only divided themselves to love more and to give love to all of the living entities who are searching for that divine love. So when Srimati Radhika's heart is melting, or let's say Krishna's heart, who is Srimati Radhika, then the soul will get the inner impulse and inner strength to assign, to completely unite or surrender in service to the divine couple. And when that moment has come, then Krishna will melt more and he will send the souls into the service of Srimati Radhika. And that is our good fortune. And Baba gives this example. For instance, as long as there is powerful hunger and thirst in the stomach, as long as we are hungry and thirsty, water and food will be a source of happiness. And now it comes. The eager love of the devotee will awaken a strong desire within the heart of the Lord to accept the ingredients of that service. Let's go deeply in this. When a devotee gives service, any kind of service, a fruit and a flower and some water and shringar dressing Thakurdjis, any kind of service, serving the Vaishnavas, serving Gurudev, serving in any kind of circumstance. Always feel that I am serving. Never that I am the enjoyer. I am serving. How can I serve more? When this eagerness comes into the heart, then this will awaken a strong desire in the heart of the Lord to accept the ingredients of the service. See, it's not even talked about the service. It's talked about the ingredients of the service. And the ingredients of any service is the attitude, is the love, is the sweetness. It's the desire to connect to divine love. In our case, the desire to connect to the service of Srimati Radhika and her dasis. So it's the eager desire that is attracting Sri Radha Mohan. Not so much the service, even. It's the desire. So to cultivate this desire and to be among those devotees who are full of desires of that, naturally flowing, that is our happiness. And now this will be explained. How is the nature of the dasis? How do they feel? How do they tick? How do their hearts are moved in any kind of activity? Radha's maidservants are the embodiments of Sevaras. We have heard this word. Sevaras is that desire, that strong desire to do divine service on the soul level, guiding us up to our soul bodies, our bhava dehas, guiding us up to our spiritual bodies, which are made from spiritual desires to serve. This is the meaning of seva bhava deha, a body that is made from service, a body that is made from love. So they are the embodiments, and that's why they are Rupa Mandrari, the form of love herself. She looks very similar to Srimati Radhika. And their svarupas, their eternal soul bodies, their love bodies, their emotion bodies are consisting of seva ras. That is the beauty that is shining through their spiritual effulgence and existence. See, we have here these beautiful pictures. You see, there are these beautiful bodies of the mantras. They are as beautiful as Srimati Radhika herself. They are just very smaller, younger. They are the buds. They are the small creepers of her all desires to serve. Their love is so pure and great that their heart's love culminates into a form of service. That means when they are loving and they have desires, then this will manifest. That's why our relationship to our Guru Manjari is so important, to our Gurudev, because they have very high feelings, and we want to learn how to serve them so that our feelings, my feelings, can also increase and become higher, means become of a divine quality. The desires that I have here in concern to my body and to my human life usually have a lower quality. They are more or less centered usually around the Muladhara chakra. That is the root chakra. That is the fear. How can I survive? The fear. How can I maintain my body? How can I be in this world? And how, all these fears, that existential fears that any human being has had experience in their life. But to become a Manjari, to feel like a Manjari, is that these desires need to come up to the heart chakra, like Gurudev always explains, to the Anahat, and then the quality of the desires become more pure and more pure, and it will be selfless, without ego, once we have reached to our soul level, to understanding that I am a soul and I have a body. So their love of those dasis who we want to follow is so pure and great that their heart's love culminates into a form of service. See, that is also something where I can test myself how much desire I have for service and how much desire I have for my so-called self. That is really something we have to check in myself. Their love is just like iron that gets red hot in identification with the fire in which it is laid by the blacksmith. So I was wondering, who is the blacksmith, Gurudev? It is Gurudev. The love is like iron. First of all, it is cold. The love is cold, that impure love. But when it becomes put into the fire, and that is the fire of Srimati Radhika's love to serve Mohan, and the blacksmith is Guru Manjari or Gurudev, who puts us, these ice cold hearts into the fire of seva. And then the whole existence becomes transformed. That is a very beautiful picture, actually. When the blacksmith, our Gurudev, he takes our hearts, which are first of all not so very developed, but he takes our hearts and he puts them into the hands of Swamini, who is like the fire, because she is passionate, love personified for Mohan. So when Gurudev puts us in these hands, by connecting us to Srimati Radhika's service, then our hearts, our whole being will transform into a shining and bright desire to love and to serve more and more. And their love and their service become so identical that they become an undivisible thing. And that is called Prema Seva. So the love that has been purified, my heart and my heart's desire, they become more and more undivisible, that cannot be separated anymore in any kind of level. So the love and the service become one. I think this is a very nice and amazing picture, that the love and the service, they are merging in one another. And from that, everything is manifesting. Any kind of service, any kind of loving exchange. So if we can somehow come closer to this in this world, we are very lucky. If we find our blacksmith, that Gurudev who takes the heart, all of our desires, all of our energy, and puts them into the service of Srimati Radhika. And of course her Mohan, because they are never separated. Don't be foolish. Once I was asking my Gurudev Srila Narayan Maharaj, what is the meaning of giving the heart? What does it mean to give my whole heart? And he said, it means giving your energy. I was a little bit shocked. Oh, it sounds so easy. Only energy? But yeah, it is the whole energy of all of our existence. We cannot do 50-50. We will get only a very half result. But we want to be up to 108%, according to the desires of our blacksmith, according to the desires of our Guru Manjari, who was ready to give all of her energy, all of her love, to give our hearts there, to purify our lives, our consciousness, our existence, so much so that we can be on a friendly level even. We are friends there. Gurudev says always, we are friends there.
It is only they can do. Nobody, no one else.
Radhe, Radhe, thank you. You are coming back.
Yeah.
I hope. So the Manjari's love is just like iron that gets red hot. An identification with the fire in which it is laid by the blacksmith. That is Guru Manjari. Their love and their service become so identical that they become an indivisible thing. They cannot be separated anymore because they have become now a living and walking Seva Ras personality. And therefore, this is called Prem Seva. It is not even anymore any ordinary Seva like cleaning the toilets or washing the dishes. Everything becomes Prem Seva now when we do it with that consciousness. And Sri Radha Mohan's Prem Seva is their own treasure. This Prem Seva is to be asked from the Nitya Siddha Kinkaris, from those who are eternally already vibrating in that Prem Seva. We have to beg, borrow, or steal. We have to find someone where we feel this vibration, resonating with my heart. And they also feel that I want to give your heart into the hands of Srimati Radhika, into the hands of my Gurudev, who gives it further and further and further. And when they are so kind to bestow it upon a sadhaka, then he is able to achieve it. These are the good news. So we follow these manjaris, who are manjari in name, in form, in love. They are Prem Seva, they are Seva Ras. The whole identity is completely full of the feelings to serve in all the ways that Srimati Radhika wants to manifest her service for her beloved Mohan. And how this is to be achieved? When a kind manjari is bestowing it upon me. When a manjari in this world helps me to become a manjari and to feel like a manjari and to speak like a manjari and to serve like a manjari. That is the process. The words Prema Seva Nibu Chaya indicate that the sadhaka's expertise in bhajan and the resultant loving eagerness are all there to invoke their grace. So means I have some homework to do. I am the sadhaka. I am the aspiring devotee. I try to develop myself as much as possible into a loving, very sweet and caring personality that could reflect all the qualities of a servant of Srimati Radhika and Mohan. That is our homework. Or like Gurudev says, bhajana kriya, activities in the feeling of that. Activities in the identity of that. And that will invoke grace. Then Sri Gurudev's heart will melt. She will also look, what is the desire of this person? How can I serve? Because see, remember, Gurudev is also Manjari. She will also her desire is to fulfill others' desires who want to be dasis. That's a very tricky thing sometimes. We have to check our desires very good. We have to become conscious. And that is Gurudev's service to us. And what is our service to Gurudev and to all the, our Guru Parampara and all our Vaishnavas and all our Ishtadevi to Radha and Mohan. Through their anxious prayers, anxious means really like, I mean it. Not ritual prayers. Anxious means with a heart feeling. Such eager Kinkari Bhav Sadhakas must beg the loving service of Sri Radha Mohan from them, the Nitya Siddhas. They are also most merciful when they see the eagerness of such a qualified new maid servant, and they bless her with the proper devotional service. So we have two things here. And I just recently asked these questions to Gurudev. I said, so what is more important? The prayers to Gurudev, to Guru Manjari, or also prayers to Rupa Manjari, to Rati Manjari? And he said, first of all, we pray to Guru Manjari because she has saved my life. She is connecting me. She is praying for me. She is giving her life for me so that I can advance. She's giving so much effort. It's not a cheap thing to be guided by a Guru Manjari to the service of Srimati Radhika. It's the highest treasure that we can get in our lives, in our lifetimes. And then also we sing prayers like Shri Rupa Manjari Pada, Se Mara Sampada. We sing these prayers every day in front of Radha Maha. So this is the order. We are serving Guru Manjari. She is connecting us to her Guru Manjari and up to all Nitya Siddha Kinkaris and up to Nitai Gauranga and up to Radha Maha. So they become merciful when they see the eagerness of such a new maidservant and they bless her with a proper devotional service. That is indicated by the words Prema Seva Nibuchaya. And by Radharani's grace, the Kinkaris are able to understand the hints she makes through any medium. Her glances, her words, her hands and feet. Now we are back in Nitya Siddha Manjari's world. This Nitya Siddha Manjaris, those who are always with Srimati Radhika, they can understand all the hints, all her glances, and all her words. They can feel her. They look at her, they hear her sounds, they feel it, they know what to do. Coming back to this world where we are now, right now, means for myself, I learn how to feel my Gurudev. Am I aware of his desires, of his service? How can I feel what is needed? This is also a very practical thing we can learn. Or my Vaishnavas, when I'm together with my brothers and sisters, can I feel what they want? What is the next thing I could offer to them to make them comfortable? So Radha's maidservants are able to understand all of their Praneshwari's hints expressed through the glances and the words. So we are practicing this in this world. How can I serve others? How can I read their feelings? The feelings of all my Vaishnavas. How can I practice with them to become a real servant? They are also experts in all respects in understanding the hints given by the Sakhis and the Manjaris headed by Sri Rupa Manjari. So their service, now we go deeper into the service, that means the feelings and mood of the service, is rendered in Parakya Madhurya Rasa. And unless they understand all hints, rendering service will be impossible for them. So that Parakya Madhurya Ras, or service, is a very smart service. You have to be clever, because sometimes one thing is said, but another thing is meant. That is so tricky sometimes. It's really tricky. But we learn this in association of Gurudev. That is the first step. We have to learn how he vibrates, how he is feeling, how he is looking, what he likes to eat, what he likes to, and we try to serve in any way possible. And Gurudev will test us also. There will be tests. He's testing that maidservant. Is she really meaning it? Is she really eager to do service? Or she just wants to sit down, lazy? Oh, Radhe. So if we don't learn it here and now, it's impossible to learn it there. It's impossible. It's not that, I will just pray and then snap in the spiritual world and there I can do service. No, what we are doing here, the consciousness I develop here and that I have here, I will take it to the next destination. That is what Narottam Das Thakur is always telling us. So don't be lazy, don't be crazy, but steady and slowly and with a lot of, determination and a lot of loving humility, we try to progress step by step and learn what is this Parakya Madhurya Rasa service mood? What does it consist of? How is, manifested even in my exchanges with Gurudev and the Vaishnavas. You need to be very clever if you want to serve Radha Rani and catching Mohan. Very clever. Once, an intense love game was taking place within the Kunj, and the Sakis and Manjaris quietly kept their eyes at the slits in the Kunja wall, filled their eyes with the relish of the Yugala Madhuri. When the sound too is heard, their absorption in the play is broken. Unless the Sakis and Manjaris understand this hint in all respects, they won't be qualified for service, and their attainment of service will be impossible. Tu means you. So that sound came. And then this you, whoever this is, must know what to do. It's a very subtle thing. Apart from rendering service within the Kunj, the Kinkari must also be expert in catching Srimati's hints when she is at home. Because at home, there's also a tricky situation. She cannot talk like, she has to hide all her feelings. She has to talk and speak in riddles. It's all very tricky. We have to become very smart Manjaris. We cannot speak anything like, oop, that after it will be causing a great disaster, because she is hiding her feelings and she is officially not meeting anybody. She's officially married to another Gopa. And her mother-in-law and her sister-in-law, they are very, very naughty. They always try to catch any kind of indication. So they are also having big ears. So Manjaris are very tricky. I remember one Leela where Rati Manjari was massaging the feet of Jatila the whole night so that Swamini can go out on her Abhisar. And she was massaging and massaging and massaging so that Srimati Radhika can be, safe. In the morning, Jatila enters Sri Radharani's bedroom to wake her up. Hearing the calls of her mother-in-law, Srimati, who is tired of her night pastimes, wakes up and sits up in bed. Vishaka Saki becomes afraid that she sees the signs of love-making on Srimati's limbs. If that old hag sees it, that old grandma, everything is lost. We have to cover up for our Swamini. Vishaka then gives a hint with her eyes to Srimati's surrendered maidservants. And these maidservants who understand each hint will immediately conceal the signs of lovemaking with makeup. No? They have also makeup in the spiritual world. These are different colors from Govardhan. They make very beautiful makeup. Concealers, concealers, they conceal everything. In this way, one needs to be expert in understanding all hints while rendering devotional service within Parakya Madhurya Ras. I have to check the time. Okay, we still have some time. After that, it is said, I will always remain attached and immersed in Sri Radha Mohan's Yugala Rupa. This is what we were churning this morning. Gurudev, by your mercy, you are helping us to be immersed in Sri Radha Mohan's Yugala Rupa. Because again, I am so helpless. I cannot do it myself. I need the feeling of someone who is immersed. It's very easy to understand. So this morning we were discussing meaning of Kama Gayatri, of the word Ananga, of the word Pushpabanaya. So these words, they have maybe a word-to-word meaning, but actually only by words. It cannot be, there can be no deep feelings. The feelings come from someone who has the feelings. And the mantra's duty is to always remain immersed in the sweet relish of Yugala's ever-fresh forms and in the sweetness of their devotional service. How to serve the Yugala Kishore, our Radha Mohan, in this Parakya Madhurya Rasa, how to be able to feel the service, how to be able to receive the hints from my Guru Manjari, so that I can develop the service feelings and mood and trickiness that is required in every moment. Because we remember it's a hidden love, and although it is the whole of Vrindavan Dham is serving this love of the divine couple, it's still hidden. And it's always covered by Madhurya, by the sweetness of that cowherd land, which is called Vrindavan. So compared to this material world, it's a whole new experience. But then once we enter a little bit by the mercy of Shri Guru and Gauranga, some drops come into my heart, and I feel that is what I have always been looking for. This is always what I wanted to feel, this divine love, never-ending happiness in service, and in a land full of Chintamani, full of wish-fulfilling, trees and cows and all Brajabasis. They are so sweet and they are so full of love. That's why I want to connect to them. That's why I go to Vrindavan. Jai Radhe Gurudev, you know Katharina's here. She will come soon. Can you say a word, Katharina? She is so excited. Open your mic. Mach mal dein Mikrofon auf.
Jai Shri Radhe. I'm very excited to come to Vrindavan. This is my first time, or will be my first time, and yeah, I'm so exciting in my heart to see you. Yes. So I lost my speech.
Radhe.
Radhe.
How are you?
Good. Very good. Thank you. I'm very exciting to see you. And Radha Mohan also.
Hello?
No.
Radhe?
Yes, Gurudev, you can hear us? No?
Yeah.
She said, she says she's so excited. She wants to meet you after a long time. And also Radha Mohan, she's very excited. She has never been to India. She's never fly in an airplane, so she needs some blessings, Gurudev, for that.
All will be fine. All will be fine. When you are coming?
In the 21 of May, I will come.
So you have to send the flight number, right?
Yes.
Yes, I will do.
And you have to come in the gate number 5. When you come India, gate number 5.
Okay.
And outside, exit outside, wait, and taxi will be waiting for you. You can see Muger Mandir. So you understand that for you.
Thank you.
You have to send the flight details.
Okay.
You coming alone?
Yes, I will come alone.
Where you live in Germany?
In Birkenfeld.
Achha, very nice.
Also where Suniti and Goa Sundar live.
Wow, very good.
Yes.
So good. You working or what?
I do not understand.
If you're working.
Yes, I had a work, but now I have to find a new work.
Okay, no problem. Then you happily come and stay a long time. Yeah, good, happy. Radhe.
Radhe, Radhe, Radhe.
Thank you. So nice, Gurudev. We always need your blessings, and then everything will be more easy, right? Then everything can be in a flow.
I'm very happy she's coming.
Jai Gurudev, Dandavad.
Jai Gurudev.
Jai Radhe.
Jai Radhe.
Happy, yeah. Soon.
Suniti Siddhi, please.
Radhe.
Do you continue speaking?
Yes, I can say one more thing that is already, mentioned, but to repetition is always the best. So another meaning is also of this verse that by following the manjaris, one becomes qualified to attain Prema Seva and expertise in performing all duties. So we have to follow Anugatya. That is not only a Sanskrit word that I have heard and I know what it means, but I have to do it. It's a practical thing. I need one manjari in my life that allows me to follow her. That is very important. The sadhaka will then be immersed in the bodily beauty of a Radha Kinkari and in their different attributes such as humility and good behavior. This meditation of the Manjari Bhav Sadhaka on the form and qualities of his own Siddha Swarup runs as follows. Now he gives a little shortcut how to meditate. It's very sweet. The Gaudiya Vaishnava Sadhaka who has taken shelter of the path of Bhakti always thinks of himself as someone with an adolescent body, means a young body, of a cowherd girl, which is decorated with different ornaments and is sprinkled with the honey of the Guru's grace, whose breasts are firm and raised, and who is well trained in 64 arts, who wears a red dress and a white veil, a nice blouse endowed with pearl string, and wonderful golden and red borders. And these clothes were all given by Sri Radharani as prasad when she was satisfied with service rendered to her, whose body is anointed with sandalwood pulp, aloe and vermilion, these are the perfumes, and whose face is adorned with a sweet smile, and who is very expert in manufacturing articles for the service of the Yugala, who is very enthusiastic to render devotional service, who is blessed with all saintly qualities, such as humility, and who hankers for Sri Radha's grace, whose every activity is aimed at making Radha and Krishna happy, who is a nice Padmini girl, the best of 4 kinds of girls, who has intimate feelings for Sri Govinda, who is in turn captivated by erotic bliss upon seeing her. According to the quality and quantity of his love, the loving devotee awakens a certain amount of desire to accept his service in Sri Radha Mohan's heart. That is its nature. Even in dreams, Sri Radha's maidservants don't desire to amorously unite with Sri Krishna. Thus, although they are fit to be Yuteshwaris, means the ones who also have an association with Krishna. Thus, although they are fit to be Yuteshwaris, because of being very beautiful and qualified, when Sri Krishna sees their Seva Mai Vigraha, he becomes overwhelmed by erotic bliss and desires to unite with them. This is their secret feeling towards Govinda. In this way, their feelings are more special and secretive than those of the Sakis, who speaks in a very rasika and artistic manner, who has a lustrous, divine body. Siddhadaya is a divine body, and who's full of joyful feelings caused by Sangita Ras, the musical flavors. In this way, the sadhaka always establishes his self-esteem in the form of a beautiful and qualified adolescent cowherd girl with a love-filled heart, thinking himself to reside amongst the Sakis. So that's very interesting also, that although the maidservant have all qualities to attract Krishna, they don't have a desire to unite with him. But their attraction to attract Krishna is in the service of Srimati Radhika, because they reflect Srimati Radhika's feelings. The Manjari's body is a feeling that manifests through them. It's Srimati Radhika's feeling. Like Rupa Manjari is the beauty of Srimati Radhika's form, the Rupa. Rati Manjari is the beauty of Srimati Radhika's passion, Rati. So with their Rupa and with their Rati, they can attract Mohan, but not for themselves. For the service of Swamini, they do this. That gives them more pleasure than anything else they could ever imagine. So anyone would like to comment on this or share on this?
So the Manjaris are expansions of Srimati Radhika. Did I understand this right?
Yes.
Yes. When I'm in the temple at here in Odenwald, there's a big altar, and there's Lalita Devi also beside Srimati Radhika. And I was asking to Lalita, please help me, Lalita Devi. You referred because you're the first Sevaki of Srimati Radhika. Please help me to attain. And immediately Srimati Lalita Devi looked at me with open eyes and really, what? You really want this? I said, yes, that's my destination. Otherwise, I would die here. I'm so useless guy. You don't find even the crap in the street are not useless as me, because I would give up my life to be Radha Dasyam. Even if I'm not successful, I would try and try and try till the end of my existence. Please give me a chance. Hare Krishna.
Very nice prayer. Thank you for sharing. And yes, we need to be in the following. We can pray to everyone, but of course, first of all, we are praying and following our Guru Manjari, our Gurudev, who is there to connect us to this service. But we can pray to all, like Raghunath Das also was praying to all. He was even praying to Krishna. He is praying to everyone just to attain his goal, just to be in the service and in the Anugatya of all the Brajavasis. So thank you very much. This was a very beautiful verse of the Rasika understanding of what it is to be a real Manjari. And if you want to read it, it is verse 53. And we have gotten a lot of information, that is true, but the feelings and the situation of service we need to experience in our daily life activities and in our daily desires to connect with the feelings of a Manjari and follow the Brajvasis, who are the dear, dear, dear most servants of Srimati Radhika. These are her Manjaris and all of those who are serving her in this mood of trying to connect Radha and Mohan in eternal Parakya above. And we are learning this from our Guru Manjari, that we cannot stress often enough. It is not our Gurudev and us, it is not just a relationship that is like, I get the mala, I can chant and bye-bye. No. It is in a relationship that is growing and flowing and guiding us to the ultimate goal of being Srimati Radhika's Dasi, and Gurudev will bestow to us all the needed expertises, all the needed cleverness, all the needed feelings. This we have to always remember, and it says here, I want to repeat this, when they are so kind to bestow it upon a sadhaka, then he is able to achieve it. So it's our own endeavors, but mercy is coming, and when this comes together, then something can happen. Huh? Jai Gurudev, thank you so much. I hope we make you a little bit satisfied with our services, with our eager ears, and we hope that you come soon and that your health is really, really good. And I know all devotees there are doing all of their beautiful services to you. We bow down to their services.
Dandavat pranams Gurudev.
Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda